play me, eject me, but don't put me on pause.
Yeah.
This is no good, you know what I mean? So I left, I came home, and I started recording, and my first Jamaican hit was a song called Dream Merchant, which actually Irie FM signed on with that song in 1990.
Hey, get down.
And I'm known as an Irie artist. Well, that's Irie, I don't have a problem with that. But I'm an artist. I have been working with all kind of people, from Sam Robbie to Ali Campbell from UB40. I recorded with him for his solo album and stuff like that, you know. Well, of course, you know about Twist and Shout, which was #1 in, I think, 7 or 8 countries in the world. And I feel really proud because it's a very good studio, but no one knows about it, which is good for me because I can work in peace.
Yeah.
But I intend to stamp it on the map with the production. I'm just completely, because I'm truly impressed, having worked in Kingston, in London, in New York, in Frankfurt, in Munich, you know, and being exposed to various levels of what's required. They've got what's required.
Yeah. Mark's good to work with.
Oh, Mark's a genius, man. He's brilliant.
And just kind of cool and humble, as I saw.
Which is what is totally required.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Not to be manipulated, but to be directed.
What are some of the secrets of recording? Because you've, not secrets so much, but having done 14 albums, having been #1 in England with Twist and Shout, having, you know, experienced the highs and some of the pitfalls to it. Yeah, definitely.
Not those some.
Yeah, but what are the things that you need? You mentioned like a good engineer that's cool and humble. What are some of the other things that are necessary for quality?
The engineer and his persona, key. The actual studio facility and the technical equipment on site. I mean, it doesn't have to be no vast amount, but whatever it is, it has to be of good quality. And of course, musicians, excellent musicians.
Who did you use with Mandela Green?
Well, I used 4 musicians. I used Raymond Wright, who is a brilliant singer who the world will hear about soon as I'm producing an album with him, but he's also an extraordinary musician. And I made 10 of the tracks with just him and myself.
Okay.
Right? And then there's a guy called Stevie Culture, who is also an artist and a brilliant musician who the world is yet to hear about, and they will.
All right.
And he played on 4 of the tracks. Mark, the engineer, chipped in with some percussions here and there. And I used 2 guitarists, guys that work in the hotel here in Negril, Pernell Webb and Chelem Roxborough, who are totally top-flight musicians, and that's it.
You got some ladies doing some harmony on some of the tracks?
Do forgive me, yes.
Don't forget the ladies.
Can't forget the ladies. Well, I only use 2 ladies. I use Nikki Burt and Shetenge.
Okay.
Right? And myself and Raymond as well. And even Mark tripped in on a couple of tracks with a few harmonies because Mark is a musician himself as well.
The skinny girl that we saw at the studio today?
Yeah, Judy, no. She's a singer, but she didn't
okay.
take on it.
I was wondering if she's one of the ladies. Okay. Yeah, it sounds really full.
It is full.
Yeah. So that doesn't sound computerized at all. It sounds real session music.
Well, you know, thank you, because that's a compliment, because while I wouldn't say it's computerized, we played it all with a drum machine and a keyboard, with the exception of the guitars, which we use live. But you see, the thing about it is, when a musician is programming something, it's a totally different experience from when a programmer is programming something.
Yes.
Because, say for instance, you're making a drum beat. A drummer will know where to naturally put the accents, like i.e. the difference between a half open hi-hat as opposed to a fully closed hi-hat or a fully open hi-hat, whether the crash needs a right cymbal or a, you understand? Stuff like that, you know, so you get the real element, because music is all about syncopation and accents, you know what I mean? So a programmer now, he just know him while you and he programs that, but a drummer knows that to do that you have to go instinctively, so immediately it sounds like that someone's playing that, and yes, someone's playing that just with his fingers. Same thing with the keyboard, you know. I mean, Raymond played some licks on the keyboard with guitar licks, which I had planned to use the real guitarist at a later stage of the production. But when I got to that stage, even the guitarist had to agree that there's nothing wrong with that. Let's leave that alone. And I said, fine, good me. And we left it alone. So it's all about the intonation.
Pivotal point in your career, good or bad?
What?
Story of a pivotal point, something that happened that really made or break you?
Well, something that made me. I was on tour with Chakadeva Samplers in England when Twist and Shout was #1. And I remember my management office in London, one day I went in there and the girl said to me, oh Jack, there's a woman from some Birmingham or somewhere, you know, asking if she could get tickets for her and her kids to come see you. So I said, what are you asking me for? Send the lady the tickets, right? You know? So okay, I forgot everything about it. So I'm at this gig, and our dressing room is like on the 3rd floor of this place. So we're done the gig and we're on the way to the bus. So I'm coming down the staircase, and when I look down, I see a woman and 2 children standing down there. So I turn to my drummer and I say, Fagan, look at that. What a wicked woman. Imagine she has her kids out at this hour of the night, you know what I mean, to come see us. She must be nuts. So when we got down there, it was the woman who sent asking for the tickets, and I met them. Her daughter made me a little teddy bear and a card, and her son. The story is, her son was born with a speech impediment, like he stuttered. When he heard the song Twist and Shout, he loved it. Now his mother had to tape the video off the TV for him. Every morning before he went to school, he played it. As he came home from school, he played it. And he was going, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. And then one day he said, come on, come on, come on, baby, now. And from that day, he spoke. Now when the woman told me that, I literally nearly passed out, because I said, wow, I touched a human life in a positive way. If the Grim Reaper comes now, I say, they want to go, Scotty. What's up? Because I have achieved my life. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's important to me. Riches and fame and all of these things, that's just a part of the game of what I do. But you know, as a living, breathing human being with a soul and a conscience, it is important to me that I can, you know, get to my fellow man, irrespective of age, size, color, class, or creed. You know, I can impart something that will change his or her life, and that I did that there, and that's good enough for me.
Good.